Hello, I'm Scott Kostelik. I'm a graduate student in the African Studies program here at Ohio University, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about research that's occurring in Burundi. Burundi is a small country in the Great Lakes region of Central Africa, and it's currently coming out of a civil war period that has to deal with some ethnic rivalries that occurred in there. As such, you wouldn't think that a small country in the central of Africa would have a lot of research going on in it, but that happens to be not the case. In fact, there's 4 separate areas where there is a good amount of cutting-edge research going on in Burundi right now. First, there's a big project in Burundi right now in terms of medicine, in terms of research into sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemia is a devastating disease that mostly affects blacks, and as such, it's a disease that causes people to die usually well before they reach adulthood. What they're doing right now is they've developed a low-cost test that can be done almost immediately once infants are born to test to see whether these people, whether the babies, are carrying the gene for sickle cell anemia, and if so, they can immediately start to provide treatment to these individuals so that they can live for a longer period of life. Also, somewhat in the realm of medicine, but in psychology, there is a big set of research right now going on in terms of how to help people recover from war trauma. As I explained earlier, there is a recovering civil war in Burundi, and as such, psychologists are going here and finding out ways in which to help these people learn more about how to deal with the atrocities that occurred, to deal with the problems that they had. What makes this really interesting is that they're utilizing a Zulu concept from South Africa known as Ubuntu, which basically states that we become people not because we're individuals, but because other people recognize us as people. They're using this concept to help people realize that you are connected to the other people in your community, and as such, when one person suffers, we all suffer, and help bring the community together to heal individual peoples. The individual is healed, the community is healed, and we're able to move beyond the problems that had surfaced in Burundi earlier. Another interesting area, as I mentioned before, Burundi is situated in the Great Lakes region, and there's a big amount of marine biology research that's going on. In Lake Tanganyika, which is the lake that Burundi borders directly, there are 3 main commercial species of fish that provide about 40% of the protein for about 1 million people that live amongst that lake. Current research is going on to determine how to better manage these fish stocks so that these people can still have a vital source of protein while also at the same time making sure that the fish stocks aren't depleted to the point where you will now have mass starvation. And then finally, in the area of agronomy, they're doing a lot of research in Burundi right now about how much carbon is trapped in soils and what happens to that carbon once you take the forest, where a lot of this carbon is trapped, cut the forest down, and turn it into agricultural land. How much carbon is released, what is the nutritional value of the land for agricultural products, how to make sure that the effects of transforming the forests into agricultural land are mitigated as best as possible, while also providing the individuals, the farmers that live in this area, opportunity to better improve their lives. As you can see, these are 4 areas. They're vital to research both inside of Burundi itself and outside of Africa. Research going on in a small country that you wouldn't think of, but it's there. It's very interesting, and I encourage you to take more looks at this. Thank you very much.